A group of architects, engineers and scientists secretly gathered to save humanity. The world is coming to an end, and the only way to secure mankind's future is to build an underground city powered by a massive generator. One of the scientists places a paper document and a transparent card inside a metal box. The others then program the box to open after 200 years, a period they believe will be long enough for humanity to survive underground. The box is handed to the first mayor, with instructions to pass it down to each successor. Over the years, it moves from one mayor to another. No one knows what secret it holds, only that it will open when it is needed the most. However, with 47 years remaining, a mayor dies without choosing a successor and the box is forgotten. Time continues to count down. The box lies untouched in the darkness until one day it finally opens. In the underground city, a boy named Dune prepares for his job assignment day. Before he leaves, his father Loris enters the room to congratulate him. Suddenly, the power cuts out, and Dune grows worried that the generator keeping their world alive is starting to fail. This is why his lifelong dream is to work with it. Elsewhere, a girl named Lena rushes to attend her own assignment ceremony. Even though she arrives late, she sneaks in just in time to recite the oath of loyalty. The mayor then instructs the graduates to draw a slip of paper from a bag. Whatever they pick will determine their job for the rest of their lives. When it is Lena's turn, she draws a slip and is assigned to work in the pipeworks, a job she finds completely unappealing. Meanwhile, Dune is assigned to be a messenger, which deeply disappoints him. After the ceremony, Dune begs Lena to switch jobs with him, insisting that he does not want to be a messenger. Lena agrees immediately. Later, Lena returns home to share the good news with her grandmother and her little sister Poppy. At the same time, Dune receives a strange device that Loris has built as a gift. His father refuses to explain what it does, instead encouraging Dune to observe everything in his new job and make use of whatever he discovers. Loris demonstrates this by using his own inventions as examples. Dune shows little interest and leaves the house to get some fresh air. Outside, he finds a large insect and gently pets it. Meanwhile, Lena puts Poppy to bed. As she does, Lena pedals a generator to power an answering machine, allowing her to listen to her late father's voice. Along with his message, she hears another recording from a man named Barrow, who says he must take care of his son and has changed his decision. After Poppy falls asleep, Lena draws a picture of a blue sky, revealing her longing for the world beyond the underground city. The next day, Lena excitedly reports for her new job. She is given a red jacket and impresses her supervisor by perfectly reciting all the job rules. Meanwhile, Dune begins his first day at the pipeworks. A man named Sewell hands him his tools and tells him to carve his name onto his helmet. He explains that this is the only way to identify him if he dies on the job. As Dune carves his name, he confidently says he believes he can fix the generator and asks when he will be allowed to see it. To his surprise, Sewell has already fallen asleep. Elsewhere, Lena delivers a message to a family friend named Clary, who works in the greenhouse. Suddenly, they hear a scream outside and rush out to investigate. They witness a man being arrested for trying to escape the underground city. As the guards drag him away, the terrified man shouts about a monster that grabbed him by the river. Lena wonders why anyone would risk leaving the city, but Clary tells her not to worry about it. After everyone leaves, Lena notices an animal horn on the ground. Believing it belongs to the arrested man, she quickly hides it inside her jacket and runs away. At the pipeworks, Dune finally begins working alongside Sewell, spending most of his time patching and repairing old pipes. He tries once again to bring up his concerns about the generator, but the old man quickly shuts him down. Dune then asks about the tunnels, and Sewell explains that he keeps a map to avoid getting lost. When Sewell dozes off, Dune secretly takes the map, hoping it will lead him to the generator. With the map, Dune navigates the tunnels easily. He soon discovers a passage that has been erased from the map. Curious, he follows it and ends up in the supply room. There, a man named Looper catches him and roughly throws him out into the street. Humiliated in front of a silent crowd, Dune quietly walks away. Suddenly, the power cuts out, plunging the entire city into darkness. At that moment, Lena happens to be on the same street as Dune and they both feel safer standing together. While the city remains dark, they hear strange sounds coming from the generator. Realizing that something must be seriously wrong, Lena tells Dune about the man who was arrested after coming from unknown lands and wonders if it might actually be possible to leave the underground city. Before Dune can answer, the power comes back on, followed by an announcement summoning all pipe workers. Before leaving, Lena shows Dune the animal horn she found earlier. Dune immediately recognizes it as the horn of a beetle. He asks to keep it and Lena agrees. Suddenly, a woman asks Lena to spread an announcement throughout the city. As Lena moves through the streets, she informs everyone that the blackout lasted 7 minutes, twice as long as any outage before. Meanwhile, Dune arrives at the generator room and discovers it is on fire. The workers struggle desperately to put out the flames. Back at Lena's home, her grandmother searches for something important but cannot remember what it is. Lena, more concerned about everyone's safety, rushes to find Poppy. She discovers her little sister hiding inside a closet with a metal box and pulls her out. Her grandmother suddenly recognizes the metal box and says it once belonged to her grandfather, though she cannot remember its purpose. Believing it is unimportant, Lena returns to her duties. Later, Looper hires Lena to deliver a message to the mayor, saying that his shipment has arrived. Lena goes to City Hall to pass along the message. As a guard named Barton escorts her to the mayor's office, she notices portraits of previous mayors lining the walls. Lena mentions that she is related to the 7th mayor, and as she studies the portraits more closely, she realizes that the metal box in the paintings looks exactly like the one from her home. She finally meets the mayor, who mocks her last name and says it suits her job perfectly. When she explains that the message is from Looper, the mayor motions for her to come closer so they can speak privately. As she approaches, Lena notices that he is secretly stockpiling supplies inside his desk drawers. After delivering the message, Lena asks about the metal boxes seen in the portraits, but the mayor simply dismisses her and sends her away. While continuing her work, Lena accidentally overhears Looper telling someone that everything will fall into darkness forever. When Lena questions him about it, he quickly claims that he meant everything will return to normal forever. Meanwhile, Dune returns home to study the horn Lena found. He discovers a drawing of a beetle with an identical horn, though he cannot explain why it would be so large. Loris tells him not to worry about it. Back at Lena's house, she opens the metal box and finds many torn pieces of paper inside. She tries to piece them together but realizes that one piece is missing, and many of the letters have faded with time. In a separate compartment, she also finds a transparent card. Lena brings the card to her friend Lizzie for help, but Lizzie is far too busy dealing with customers as supplies in the city are rapidly running out. When Lena returns home later, she realizes that her grandmother's health is rapidly declining. The old woman asks if Lena has found it yet, and Lena answers yes. When Lena tries to ask what it is, the doctor advises her to let her grandmother rest. The doctor then checks on Poppy, who has been coughing, and discovers that she has swallowed a piece of paper. It turns out to be the missing fragment from the metal box. Soon after, the power goes out once again. When the lights finally return, Lena discovers that her grandmother has passed away. With no other relatives left, Lena and Poppy move in together. Although Lena is heartbroken, the loss only strengthens her determination to uncover the secret of the box. She carefully assembles the paper fragments and asks Dune to examine what she has found. Noticing the style of the print, Dune sneaks into the old school to search for a history book written by the city's builders. When Lena sees the text, she realizes it was printed in the same way. This confirms that the document must also come from the builders themselves. Suddenly, guards appear, forcing the two to flee. Later, Dune studies the document more closely and notices a reference to an exit. He concludes that the underground city must have a way out. They head to the pipeworks, where Dune once saw a tunnel missing from Sewell's map. The passage leads them to a locked room marked with the number 351. As Dune attempts to open the door, two men suddenly appear. Panicking, they drop their belongings after seeing a monster approaching them. Once the area grows quiet again, Lena and Dune investigate and discover that the men were carrying canned food. Moments later, they come face to face with a giant rat-like creature. The creature chases them into the supply room and nearly kills Lena. Dune jumps in to save her, and together they barely manage to escape back into the pipeworks. While catching their breath, Lena notices her last name carved into Dune's helmet. Dune explains that the previous owner died by drowning. However, Lena knows that the water levels in the pipes are not high enough to have killed her father. Disturbed, Lena goes to Clary and tells her everything. Clary then reveals the truth about her father's death. She leads Lena to a hidden room and explains that her father believed there was a way out of the underground city. He tried to dig an escape tunnel, but it flooded and he drowned. After learning the truth, Lena decides to hand the metal box over to the mayor and let him handle the situation. The next day, the mayor announces that he will form a team to investigate the power outages. Although Lena stands among the crowd, she chooses not to trust him. Later, she runs into Lizzie and notices that she is carrying food, something that has not been seen in years. Lizzie explains that her boyfriend brought it home from the storerooms. It is then revealed that her boyfriend is Looper. Realizing the danger, Lena rushes to find Dune and tells him that Looper was one of the men they saw at the pipeworks. She also suspects he may be connected to the mayor and room 351. This pushes them to break into the room once again. Inside, they discover it is filled with supplies and the mayor himself is there fast asleep. Shocked by what they find, Lena and Dune return to Lena's home to discuss how the mayor has secretly found his own solution to the power crisis. That night, as Lena puts Poppy to bed, she asks Dune to pedal the generator for the answering machine. While listening to the recordings, Dune recognizes Barrow's voice and suddenly leaves. Dune returns home and confronts Loris, accusing him of once trying to escape the underground city with his family. Loris does not deny it, but insists they were wrong to do so. Dune remains determined to find a way out and tells his father that there is an exit hidden in the pipeworks. To prove it, Dune reveals that they have discovered instructions left behind by the builders, prompting Loris to demand that he see them. The next day, the entire city prepares for the annual Singing Day festival. At the same time, Lena reports the mayor's secrets to Barton, hoping he will help her. Instead, Barton forces her to the mayor's office. There the mayor denies all accusations. While Lena notices him secretly slipping another transparent card into his pocket, the mayor then sees the metal box in Lena's hands and demands that she hand it over, insisting it belongs to the city's mayor. Suddenly, a power outage strikes again. Taking advantage of the chaos, Lena grabs the mayor's card, smashes a window and escapes. Because of this, guards are immediately sent out to arrest both Lena and Dune. Back at home, Loris deliberately stalls the guards to distract them, while silently signaling Dune to escape with the device he gave him. As Dune gets away, Lena runs to Clary's greenhouse and hides in the secret room. Shortly after, guards storm the greenhouse but fail to find her. When Clary notices Dune climbing down from the ceiling, she distracts Barton. While the adults argue, Lena finds Dune and leads him into the hidden room. Inside, Dune discovers a vehicle and realizes it was built by his father. Lena is confused, but Dune explains that Barrow is actually his father's nickname. This confirms that their fathers once tried to escape the underground city together. Dune urges Lena to flee using the vehicle, and after a tense pedal-powered ride they reach the trash heaps. There Lena hands Dune the transparent card she stole from the mayor. Dune combines it with the card from the metal box, forming a key that displays the symbol of the generator. Before heading to the generator, Lena suddenly remembers Poppy and refuses to leave without her. They immediately return to the city square to pick her up. The three of them then rush to the pipeworks control room where Sewell is sleeping. They ask him how to open the generator area, but he does not know. At that moment, Lena notices the floor and realizes the map from the document is drawn directly onto it. Comparing the layout, she points out something hidden behind the lockers. Dune quickly checks and pulls one locker aside, revealing a narrow corridor filled with more lockers. When they spot a sign behind a fallen locker, they realize the lockers are actually boats. Lena confirms this by reading the document, which also states that a mechanism must be turned clockwise to activate them. Following the instructions, they pull a nearby lever, sending a boat onto a conveyor belt and dropping it into the water. However, the water level is too low and the boat is crushed by the water wheels. Realizing their mistake, Lena rereads the instructions and understands they must follow every step precisely. She discovers they need access to a specific control room. Dune looks around and spots the generator symbol on a nearby door. He inserts the combined transparent cards into the lock. At first nothing happens, but when Poppy pulls the key out, the door finally opens. The three enter the control center and use the key to operate the water wheels exactly as instructed. Suddenly, rising pressure causes the wheels to spin out of control, waking Sewell. Despite the danger, he immediately tries to fix the problem. Seeing this, Dune climbs down to help and hands Sewell his father's device. It turns out to be a tool that increases torque on the water wheel gears. After intense adjustments, they finally stabilize the system. Meanwhile, the city square floods with water, terrifying the mayor and forcing him to retreat. Back at the water wheels, Dune begs Sewell to escape with them. However, someone must keep the wheels open. Sewell urges them to leave without him. With no other choice, Dune and Poppy jump into another boat. The water level is still low, but Sewell pulls the lever with all his strength, releasing a powerful surge that propels the boat past the water wheels. Elsewhere, the mayor rushes to room 351 and finds Looper approaching it as well. Refusing to share the stockpile any longer, the mayor shoves Looper away. Looper tries to stop him, but the mayor manages to enter the room and lock the door behind him. When the lights turn on, the mayor comes face to face with the giant rat and it's horrifying. Meanwhile, The three are swept rapidly through a series of tunnels by the rushing water. The violent current soon carries them into a calm underground lake, then pushes them onward to a dock. At the base of a staircase, Dune finds a small box containing a few candles and lights them. The group climbs the stairs until they reach a chamber. There they feel a cool breeze and follow it, step by step toward the surface. As they emerge, darkness surrounds them. For a brief moment all three begin to doubt their choices. They explore their surroundings and take time to rest. Not long after, the sun rises, revealing lush greenery and a thriving ecosystem. They also spot the same insect Dune once gently touched in the city square. It flies into a hollow, allowing them to see the underground city glowing far below. Knowing they must free their people, they tie a message to a stone and drop it into the city beneath them. As if guided by fate, the stone reaches Loris, giving the people of the underground city a chance to breathe fresh air once again and embrace the light of the earth.